Hi, everybody, and welcome to Webinar Wednesday. Green is the theme. And green is not the only theme because Read Across America is happening on March the 2nd. And so I am going to talk a little bit about things that you can use for Read Across America if you're doing something to celebrate that day. So I'm Denise Gagne. I'm your host. Danae, give a wave. Danae is my Zoom assistant because I know nothing about this program and she knows everything about it. So thank you, Danae, for being with me. And we are going to podcast this as well. Musicplay Minutes is the name of our podcast. It goes on our YouTube channel and it goes, I'm not sure where else, but it goes on our YouTube channel for sure. So I am going to start by talking about a new song for Read Across America. And if I go into the song list, or if I even search it in the Discover on Musicplay Online, I'm going to search I love to read. I think I have to spell it right. Okay, I love to read. And this is a cute little song written by our lovely Craig Castles. I am so sorry that he has retired from us. I noticed that there was a little notation slip in the performance of it, but we'll get that fixed. Going to go into parts.
I love to read in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. I love to read anytime at all day long.
Two parts now.
I love to read in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. I love to read anytime all day long.
So nice, cute little short piece. If you want to perform it, there is an accompaniment track, and the accompaniment track, of course, you can download. So I can actually change the playback speed of my tracks as well. Also, if you're teaching about reading and music, the Literacy Music Connection is incredibly strong. And we have a lot of supports all over Musicplay Online for supporting beginning readers and practicing readers. So this is what I call a class book. And this is for the song, I Am a Pizza. And again, I'm going to find this song by searching for it in the song list. There we go. If you have never done this song before, and I discovered that one of my good friends on Facebook has never done this song before, and I'm thinking, oh, this is one of my all-time favorites. Everybody should know this song. It's a call and response with really cute actions. So I'll do movements, you do the echoes.
I am a pizza.
I am a pizza
With extra cheese.
with extra cheese
From tomatoes.
from tomatoes,
Sauces squeezed.
sauces squeezed,
Onions and mushrooms.
onions and mushrooms,
Oregano.
oregano.
I am a pizza, ready to go. Oh, I am a pizza.
I am a pizza,
Pepperoni,
pepperoni,
no anchovies,
no anchovies,
phony bologna.
phony bologna.
I am a pizza,
I am a pizza,
order by phone. oven,
out of the oven,
into the box,
into the box,
into the car and
into the car and
upside down.
upside down.
I am a pizza dropped on the ground. Oh, I was a pizza.
I was a pizza.
I was the best.
I was the best.
I was a pizza. Now I'm a mess.
And so if I stop sharing, I can show you that I Am a Pizza on Musicplay Online. I printed out a class book, 8.5 by 11 sized, but then I ran it through the photocopier and I made it even bigger. And now it will fit really nicely on a black music stand. And what you do with this is before you coil it, I've coiled mine so I don't lose all the pieces, but before you coil it, you give one page to each of your students and they illustrate this chunk of the lyrics. So there's a cover, there's 14 pages, so there's enough for 15 children to illustrate one page each. Make up 2 books, and then you can keep one in your classroom. You can send one to the students' classroom, and they can read and sing their big book. This is Musicplay for kindergarten, but kids, honestly, kids in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, just keep going with it because they all love this. So that is a big class book and a good example of a big class book. So I'll show you where on Musicplay Online you will find that. And I have to get this up again. You don't need to see my emails. Okay, that didn't work so well. I'm a Pizza, escape from that. And here in the printables is where you will find the template for the big class book. So now I'm going to look up another reading song or another simple little action song for kids that they really like. And this is When I Was One, I ate a bun going over the sea. So I'm going to search for When I Was One. And it's in first grade. And so again, you can see down here the printables. So there is a text only mini book. And this one has the words to the song typed out at the bottom, and the kids illustrate the entire book. If you don't have that much time, you could use the illustrated mini book version. And then all the kids have to do is illustrate the cover, and they can take that book home and they can sing it or read it to their family at home. If a child can sing a song, they can read it, especially when it has predictable lyrics like this. So let's do When I Was One. I'm going to do the lyrics version, and we're going to stand up and do this one. So get a stretch. Push away from your computers. I'm going to show the numbers. It's a little bit of a counting song too, which is great.
When I was one, I ate a bun going over the sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the pirate said to me, going over, go and understand it, attention like a soldier with a 1, 2, 3.
Now show me 2.
When I was 2, I tied my shoe going over the sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the pirate said to me, going over, go and understand it, attention like a soldier with the 1, 2, 3.
Now show me 3.
When I was 3, I banged my knee going over the sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the pirate said to me, going over, go and understand it, attention like a soldier with a 1, 2, 3.
Next, show me 4. And we're gonna shut the door.
When I was 4, I shut the door going over the sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the pirate said to me, going over, go and understand it, attention like a soldier with a 1, 2, 3.
Now we're 5 and we're gonna do the jive.
When I was 5, I did the jive going over the sea. I jumped aboard a pirate ship and the pirate said to me, going over, going under, stand at attention like a soldier with the 1, 2, 3.
And I'm pretty sure you and your students could make up more verses to go with more numbers. But that one is a fun one. And these mini books are really, really easy to make. I have 2 daughters. One's a music teacher, one's a kindergarten teacher. And they're both very, very good teachers. So kindergarten teacher daughter came up with the idea of these mini books. You can see I have one staple here. I have one staple here. What you do is you go to the song on Musicplay Online, you download the mini book with text or with illustrations, without illustrations, as you wish. Then the first page explains how to make the mini book. So throw that one away, but put the others through the photocopier with 2 left staples. Then you take it to the paper cutter and you go snip. And I have, in 5 minutes or less, a whole class set of mini books that I can send home with the kids. There is almost pretty close to 1 a week in 1st grade where you want those kids doing their beginning reading. And so you can send home either the version with cute little illustrations or the versions with none. So those are some of the literacy tie-ins that are all over Musicplay Online. And here's one more literacy tie-in. These are kind of the opposite way. Instead of taking the song as the words of the story, I've written a story around a simple song. And so this is the story for Mr. Frog. And again, if I go to share my screen, it's really weird because it's making my Musicplay Online disappear every time I do this. So I'm going to go to the song On a Log, Mr. Frog. I'm just going to search for frog because I know there's lots of frog songs, but I want On a Log, Mr. Frog. And here is a video of the story. So if you want to show the story to your kids as a video, you can do that. And if you want it as a printable, you can download and you can print it out. So either option is available to you. And let's just look at a little bit of the storybook. I won't do the whole thing. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to give the kids a reason to repeat. On a log, Mr. Frog sang his song the whole day long. Gloom, 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 gloom. I wanted a reason for them to repeat that simple song many times in the context of a story.
It was a bright, sunny day, and Hunter couldn't wait to go outside and play. Hunter put on his boots and jacket and walked to the park. After 3 days of rain, there were lots of puddles in the park. The first puddle was a small one. Hunter splashed through the puddle in his rubber boots. Splish, splash, through the puddle. Splish, splash, sploosh. Splish, splash, through the puddle. Splish, splash, sploosh.
So I would add instruments to that part.
In the middle of the puddle, there was a little frog sitting on a log. On a log, Mr. Frog sang his song the whole day long. Glump, 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 glump.
And you could do the gloomps on a frog.
Hunter
wheel.
wanted to play with the frog, but
Or
the
on a
frog
wood
jumped
block.
off the log and into the middle side.
So that is off topic a little bit with going to Read Across America, but I thought it was definitely worth taking the time to share some of the literacy resources that we have. So yes, the storybook lessons, there's 8 of them in kindergarten. Pretty Princess has one, On a Log, Mr. Frog, Rain, Rain, Go Away. And I'm not totally sure how I search for these. Let's see if I search for storybook. And I think this pulls them up. So I think that will be correct. And if it isn't correct, send me an email, denise@musicplay.ca, and I'll be happy to send you a list of the kindergarten songs that have the storybook lessons in them. For sure, Pretty Princess is one of them, and there are many, many others. So let's look at green is the theme. March the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. And we have lots of easy songs for St. Patrick's Day. In pre-K, I actually used exactly the same melody as I Like Valentine's. And I did that very deliberately. The kids know the melody now, and they know the format of this song, that it's call response. And so they just have to learn echoes. And for your little 3 and 4-year-olds, this is super simple.
I like leprechauns.
I like leprechauns.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Bring good luck.
Bring good luck.
Me and you.
Me and you. Leprechauns are lots of fun on St. Patrick's Day.
I like leprechauns.
I like leprechauns.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
Wearing green
Wearing green
and shamrocks too.
and shamrocks too. Leprechauns are lots of fun on St. Patrick's Day.
And I'm going to escape that because you get the idea of that one. And you could absolutely play along, or you could have the kids play instruments with it. I brought out my green egg shakers, so I could have them shake along with I Like Leprechauns, or I could have them play wood blocks. I could divide into 2 groups, and one play the call and one play the response. So you can do whatever you wish with this one, but it's a very simple little song for pre-Ks to do. So now if I go to kindergarten, I'm just going to search Leprechaun. And we have the Leprechaun March. So let's get up and let's do some movement to this one. And repetitive lyrics, again, will make it really easy for the kids to learn, and they like the movement.
March along like leprechaun, singing such a happy song. Finds a shamrock on his way, for good luck on St. Patrick's Day.
And we're keeping the beat.
Hop along like
And hopping to me is one foot, which makes it harder.
happy song. Finds a shamrock on his way, for good luck on St. Patrick's Day.
Hop one foot to the other if that's easier for them, or pick a foot that works.
Tiptoe along like leprechaun, singing such a happy song. Finds a shamrock on his way, for good luck on St. Patrick's Day.
And if you want your kids to tiptoe to the microbeat, that is fine too. Sometimes little people, their legs are short, that's easier for them. Skipping, not always successful with kindergarten, but they can learn.
Finds a shamrock on his way, for good luck on St. Patrick's Day.
Step, hop, step, hop. And if they keep doing that long enough, they will figure out how to skip. So instead of movement to it, you could put in instruments. Play along like leprechaun, and you could choose the instruments to play. You could divide your kids into 3 groups and give them 3 different kinds of instruments, or 4 different kinds of instruments: woods, metals, shakes and scrapes, and some hand drums. out there and then have them play along. And the slow tempo is going to be helpful if they're playing something that takes a little bit more coordination. My hand drums and my little guys. It's going to work well. And look at this, it's even a green drum. There I go. So Leprechaun March, another good thing to do with this is to get the kids to create new verses for the movement. So what other ways can you think of to move? Let's wave along like leprechaun, or let's twist along like leprechaun, slide along like leprechaun. See how many ways the kids can figure out to move to that. So Leprechaun March, nice, easy movement song, repetitive lyrics, make it easy for the kids to learn, and invite the kids to create new verses. We also have in kindergarten, Michael Finnegan. If I click on the title, it takes me into the song list, and then I can go to Michael Finnegan more quickly than going in and out. And now I can view the song. With this one, there are quite a few words to this one. And so I would have to make a decision. Am I going to teach it all, or am I just going to use it as a listening activity? It's again got some illustrated mini books that is kind of fun for the kids to have. So decide if that's one that you want to do. Remember that when you're doing something like Michael Finnegan, you can go over to the gear tool and you can make it a wee bit slower. I can go 3/4 speed, and I'm going to have more success with my kindergarten children if I slow it down a little bit.
There was an old man named Michael Finnegan.
And again, maybe you've got brilliant kindergartners who can do it at full speed. So good for them if they can. If I go to 118 in kindergarten, it is a beautiful piece. No, it's not. Knotman's Rambles. Okay, it's 108. I wrote the wrong number down. 108. There are 2 play-alongs here. The band who did this is a family band from London, I believe London, Ontario, and the 2 teenage boys in the band at the time that they recorded this are now recording artists in Nashville. They've gone to wonderful places. So what I wanted to do was the body percussion play along, and this one shows you what body percussion to use. Grade 1s, we've left out the snaps because it is a hard thing for lots of kids to do. They feel bad when they can't. So we've got claps, cats, and stops. And get ready and do it with me. This is quick and easy. And one of the things that I would invite the kids to do is to make up their own movement to go with it. So they could make up all kinds of movement. I would not call this Irish dancing. I would call this moving to Irish music. And it's fun for the kids to do it. This is a good one to incorporate some ribbons, nice multicolored ribbons, and get the kids to do that. So I really enjoyed those play-alongs. I really enjoyed the performance of the Pichet family that that played the piece. We'll have to put them in, Danae. We'll have to put in some information about our Pichet family. Now, if I go to grade 1, I have a cute little game for St. Patrick's Day, and it's I'm just going to search Irish, I think. Nope. It is called, I did St. Patrick's Day. Let's look up St. Patrick's. Okay, so I have two. I have Lucky Leprechaun and I have Mr. Potato Head that is somewhat related to St. Patrick's Day as well. So Lucky Leprechaun is my little song. We do not have a kids demo of this. So if you have permissions to take videos of your kids, we would love to see your students doing Lucky Leprechaun. And let's just listen to a wee bit of it first, and then we're going to show you how to do the movement.
Lucky little leprechaun went out St. Patrick's Day, singing such a happy song as he went on his way. Searching for the rainbow, a treasure might be found. He clapped his hands and jumped for joy, the gold was all around. Oh, dance a jig, an Irish jig upon St. Patrick's Day. Dance like little leprechaun, a singing on his way. Clap your hands and jump for joy and sing a happy song, just like lucky little leprechaun. Lucky little.
So with this one, what I had the kids do was form a circle, and I chose one child to go around the circle at the beginning. So, lucky little leprechaun went on St. Patrick's Day, singing such a happy song as he went on his way, searching for a rainbow, the treasure might be found. He clapped his hands and jumped for joy, the gold was all around. Now, dance a jig. They'd stop in front of a child and they would do a jig with them. They could hold hands. And of course, thank goodness we're allowed to hold hands this year. I'll get this back as far as I can. They'd hold hands. And then for the jig for grade ones, I would just do heel, in, heel, in, heel, in, heel, in for the little jig. And then 2 of them go round the circle. And then 4 of them go round the circle. 8 of them, 16, and then we have hopefully everybody in. If I have 2 or 3 kids left over, they become the starters for the next round. And typically, I might do this with the accompaniment a couple of times, but then we just sing it a cappella so we can sing it more effectively. And hopefully your singing voice is working better than mine. I've got some pretty bad damage to this voice, and so I'm an octave below where I would really like to be. So this is Lucky Leprechaun. If I go back to 71, the Mr. Potato Head, I've got this really fun little potato shaker. And we're going to talk about a game for your older kids that you can use with this with. But when you talk about St. Patrick's Day, you might want to talk a little bit about why so many Irish people immigrated to North America. And it's basically because of the potato famine. If I go into units and I go into festivals and holidays, and then I look for St. Patrick's Day, it's right down here. There are some very interesting fun facts. There's one set for K to 3. There's another set of fun facts for grades 4 to 6. And the fun facts will teach me a little bit of that history if I don't know it. This is video, not slide, so I'm not going to show it. Here is the slide version. So I'll go full screen. So St. Patrick's Day is also called the Feast of St. Patrick. It's held on March 17th each year. When I sent out the newsletter to save a little bit of space in the title, I called it St. Pat's Day and Earth Day. And I got an email very shortly after I sent it out from a lovely teacher in Ireland who told me that in Ireland, we never ever shorten the name St. Patrick's Day to St. Pat's Day or St. Paddy's Day. It's always St. Patrick's Day. And she also said, Hi Ho the Rattling Bog is not Hi Ho the Rattling Bog in Ireland. It's Row the Rattling Bog. I will have to look that up again. So I have to, I think I need a trip to Ireland to go research these folk songs in the in the actual country. So St. Patrick lived from 385 to 461. He was a Christian missionary and bishop. It tells a little bit about the celebration. There's lots of people in Ireland that do it, but it's become a celebration all over the world. And mostly I think it's a reason to have green beer and look for four-leaf clovers. And a leprechaun is a type of fairy. I can remember as a kid going to our priest's house and him telling me that there was a leprechaun. He'd seen a leprechaun. And so I hunted all through the priest's house looking for that leprechaun. I was probably no more than 5 or 6, but I remember him talking about it. So it talks a little bit in the fun facts about why we talk about leprechauns. It's basically a legend. And then we have other activities in the St. Patrick's Day unit that you won't necessarily find in the song list. John, John the leprechaun went to school with nothing on. Teacher said, that's not fair. Give him back his underwear. If you don't like the underwear version, do Deedle Deedle Dumpling instead. Deedle Deedle Dumpling, my son John, went to bed with his stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Deedle Deedle Dumpling, my son John. And then we have a couple of composition activities. So one that's compose a melody about Ireland. So there's no mention of St. Patrick in this one. And there's one that's compose a melody leprechaun version. So that's got the legend in it. And then we've got some improvisation, we've got some phrase writing, and then we have another Irish jig. And again, this is not Irish dancing, this is movement to music. And we've got it with a partner, without a partner. I should have Carrie Lynn here and we should do the movement with a partner because it's way more fun than by yourself. Let's just do this and pretend you have a partner. This is the easy part. Then we did kick. Round 2, 3, 4. Kick, 2, 3, 4. Round 2. And then a swing. Other way. Right hand swing. Switch. And then heel bounce. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. Heel, toe. Behind, heel, back in place. Kick. Around. Kick, 2, 3, 4. Back. Turn, back. All popped out. I can't do any more of that Irish jig. And it really is quite fun. During COVID, because we couldn't do things with partners, I made a movement without a partner. So if your kids are a little rowdy, and when they do it with partners, by all means, they could do it completely on their own. And I'm too puffed out to even demonstrate it with myself, but you are welcome to try that with your kids. Rhythm erase. There's rhythm erases with every reading song grade 2 and up, almost every reading song, the short ones. And what a rhythm erase is, I'm going to just take a nice easy one with ta, ti, ti, and rest. You're given 4 rhythms. The kids say all 4. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, sh, ta, ti, 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 ta, ta, sh, ti, ta. I'm going to take one away and I want you to say all 4. So I'm going to take away the first one. So that now goes blank, but you were still going to say it. 1, 2, and we go. Ta, ta, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, sh, ta, ti, 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 ta, ta, sh, ti, ti, ta. Now, which one do I think I could remember if I take it away? I'm going to take away the third one. Ti, 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 ta. And now we have to remember 1 and 3, 2 and 4 are still in our view. So 1 and 3, we're going to clap and say, and the other 2 will just say, here we go. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, sh, ta, ti, 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 ta, ta, sh, ti, ti, ta. I'm going to mess this up. I know I'm going to mess this up. Okay, here's the last one gone. I'm taking away ta, sh, ti, ti, ta. I should have somebody here to help me. Okay, 1, 3, and 4 are gone. I have to remember those. It was ta, sh, ti, ti, ta. 1, 2, here we go. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ti, ti, ta, sh, ta. Ti, 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 ta, ta, sh, ti, ti, ta. And now the kids are going, ooh, are you going to take the last one away? Can you remember all 4 of them? I'm just going to sneak a little peek at that one again. Okay, let's see if we can remember all 4 rhythms. Go. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta, ta, sh, ti. Oops, I was wrong. Ti, ti, ta, sh, ta. Ti, 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 ta, ta, sh, ti, ti, ta. Was I right on the last one? Yes, I was. It was the second one that I got wrong. And then I'd have the kids tell me what they were and we'd check their answers. Sometimes I get the kids to write this down. It's good writing practice for them to copy the rhythms down. So rhythm erase, you'll find this not just on St. Patrick's Day, but you'll find it in songs like Icka Soda Cracka that are reading songs. So rhythm erase is fun. The Leprechaun Hunt is fun. There's an interactive version and a flashcard version that you can print. But in the interactive version, the intent was that we do it like a rhythm chain. The reality is this is quite hard. And so after they read the first one correctly, let's see what the second one is. Ta, ta, ti, ti, ta. I'm going to click on it. Now what's the second one? Ta, sh, ti, ti, ta. What I'm supposed to do is say the first and the second, but my memory's not that good. Now I'm on to the third, and I'm supposed to say the first, the second, the third. I'm just going to treat this as a reading exercise and have the kids read it. So ready, go. Ta, tu, ta. And I click on it. The next one, ti, ti, ta, tu. Click on it. Ta, ti, 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 ta. Click on it. I get to the last one. Ti, 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 tu. And I get a cute little leprechaun song at the end. And I can go back to the menu. I can try different flashcards. So there's flashcards here. Your older kids can do it and your little ones can do it. And you could certainly challenge your kids to see if they could do the rhythm chain. But for me, I'm old, the memory's not so good. So I don't want to even attempt that. Okay, so we've done pre-K, K, grade 1, and the St. Patrick's Day unit. I'm going to briefly look at grade 2 because St. Patrick's Day jig, I wrote this long time ago. And I wrote it to a traditional Irish melody. And it's always been a fun one. And like the one from grade 1, it's cumulative. You start with all the kids in a circle. You choose one. If you've got a really big class, choose 2 starters. And then they each find a partner, and then all 4 of them go around. So I'm going to let you see the kids' demo because they did a nice job of it. And I started with 2 here. Now they each choose a partner and they're sticking their heels out with their partner. The rest of us are doing it in place. Now 4 are going and they're actually going in the correct direction now. They choose partners and some are keeping the beat really well and come on. Now 8 are going. if you're watching the video, you can see that I took 2 kids' hats because there was 2 left. But what I would typically do is if there was one child that didn't get chosen when we went to the bigger group, they would become the starter in the next round. So that is our grade 2 song. I've always liked it. It's got a little Ask Me page. And this again is a nice little literacy tool. The Ask Me page says, today in music class, I learned to sing the song St. Patrick's Day. Ask me to sing it to you. Invite me to sing the song to 3 people that I know. There's a chance for kids to draw what they think the song makes them think of. And it's got the song lyrics. And we added some questions. Ask me to show you the movements for this song. So they think about it even a little bit more. Okay, my newsletter did not print out particularly well, but I want to go to, from this one, I'm going to go into middle school because middle school has some really nice choral pieces. So song list, and I'm going into middle school. Don't be afraid to, I'm going to just look up Irish. Oh, it's not showing up, darn it. I'm going to try Ireland. Nope. Our search engine is being particularly fickle right now, and our team is working on it, and they will get it. Okay, so I'm going to try searching by song title, and I'm going to look for cockles and mussels. And that's not showing up either. So I'll have to find it. And I'm in the general, not in the general, I want the middle school. That might be why I didn't find it. I was probably searching in the wrong list. Okay. That would be exactly why. I was searching general, not middle school. So Cockles and Mussels is a traditional Irish folk song. And I've always liked this with kids because there is a lot of room for expression. In the first 2 verses, we're singing along in Dublin's fair city where girls are so pretty, and alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. And it's fun to go on YouTube and search for fishmongers in Ireland, because I think you can actually find some videos of them. So the first 2 verses are sung, you know, sort of sprightly and lively. And then when poor Molly Malone dies, we slow down, we sing it sadly. She died of a fever and nothing could save her. And I found my kids really, really got into the play acting part of this. And we always did really well in festival when we had songs like this with a really big range of expression. So Cockles and Mussels is absolutely a kid favorite. Now, I have still called this Hi Ho, the Rattling Bog. Now, let's see if it shows up. Here it is. Oh, Ro, the Rattling Bog. It should be, according to my Irish friend. And we're missing one of our videos because we were given permission by Drops of Green to put their version of this online as well, which is really quite fun. I am going to go to YouTube, and we are figuring out a way of putting YouTube links in here that are really good. So I'm going to go to YouTube, and I am going to look for the 2012 Louisiana All-State Honor Choir, because let's see, here it is. Hi Ho the Rattling Bog. I should have put that in as well. So Hi Ho the Rattling Bog, Louisiana All-State Choir.
I feel like I'm dealing with what seems like a never-ending stream of emails.
We're going to get it on here
that way has
without
helped me
ads.
be way more efficient with my time.
Gone. So look at the movements that they do. swinging arms back and forth. A tree, the hand goes up. And then they go back and forth with arms folded. Arms are folded back and forth. Arm up for tree. And an arm folds over for the limb. Back and forth with the arms. I love the movements that they did. I thought the movements were just amazing. So I'm going to look for Rattlin' Bog by Drops of Green. And this band, what I wrote to them, they gave me permission to put it on our site. So I have to skip the first minute. And they just get faster and faster and faster as they go.
On the tree there was a branch, there branch and branch in a tree, a hole in a hole in a hole. But down in the valley, oh, road and bog and a buck down in the valley, oh, road and bog and a buck down in the valley, oh. On the branch there was a limb, there limb and the limb, in a branch and a tree, a hole in a hole in a bog, but down in the valley, oh.
So I think that gives you lots of really fun things to do for St. Patrick's Day this year. Earth Day is coming up in April 22nd. And if we left Earth Day until the next webinar, it would be too late for you to put on a program. So I'm going to go into our units and I'm going to go into our programs. And the program that we have is One Planet. Now, there's a difference between Canadian and American schools when we do programs. A lot of Canadian schools are much smaller than American schools. I always taught in schools between 200 to 500 would have been a really big school for me. So it was an expectation when I put on a program that we would put it on with everybody in the school, kindergarten through to grade 5. So when I wrote programs for my kids, I would make sure to have a song for every grade level. So we've only got One Planet has songs for everybody. So the opening song is, we've only got one planet for all of us to share. The time has come for everyone to show the world we care. I have to get our, I have a really old version of my students doing it with sign language. It's not perfect, but it worked really well, that particular song with it. What I didn't want when I wrote this program was to make kids feel bad for the mess that the planet's in. I wanted to give them a more positive outlook, things that they actually could do to make things better. So the garbage song is kind of a fun one, and it talks about trying to reduce your garbage. So it's garbage, garbage in the can, leave it for the garbage man. He will take it all away. When the world's full of garbage, where will we play? And of course, there are places in our world where there's too much garbage. So it's not intended to be a real serious song. This was the song that I would do with my second grade. Then my third grade, I would do the compost song with them, or the fourth grade actually. And the compost song has an ostinato that runs through the entire song. And I had kids that were able to do this in 2 parts. So I'm going to play a little bit of this so that you can hear. Here's the ostinato.
Cookie
It's not making kids feel guilty. It's giving them something that they can do to make the world a better place. They can learn to compost. Recycle, same thing. If you can teach kids to recycle, they have something positive that they can do. Now the Let's Save Water song, but this is a fun one. The water sound is like this with your finger between your lips, and my first grade did a great job of this. Let's all get the fingers ready to do that.
Let's save water. Let's save water. Let's save water. 'Cause water is good to drink. Yes, water is good to drink.
A low flush toilet. A low flush toilet.
Breaking your toilet.
A low flush toilet.
Breaking your toilet.
A low flush toilet.
Less water goes down the drain. Yes, less water goes down the drain.
So we need to redo those recordings. I'm having a hard time letting them go. I'll keep them, of course, for myself, because my two daughters that are now teachers and combined mothers of 6, they were 6 and 9 when they sang on that recording. Walk, run, ride a bike. Again, this is something kids can do. We don't have to make them feel guilty, but everybody can walk, run, ride a bike. Plant a tree is another positive thing we can do. Trees absorb lots of carbon. And then the final song is We Can Make a Difference. And let's watch Lisa's children's choir do this. They did a lovely job of it.
We can make a difference in our world today. Together we can make our world a better place. When we work
I decide I did it half that speed.
so much can be done.
Working for them.
If all the children in the world would sing in unison, we know what's right and we know what to do. The future can be brighter. It's up to me and you.
And it absolutely is up to us. And I sure hope we can do what we need to do to fix that. So in this program, you have the complete script. Here's related Earth Day unit that's in the units section in festivals and holidays. Evaluate a performance worksheet, concert self-evaluation, and you get the separate tracks. Know that this does need updating and re-recording, but you know, honestly, it's still, it just shocks me that 30 years after it's written, it's still the same problems exist, exactly the same problems. If I go to Earth Day, each year, I don't even know who it is that declares it, but they declare it to be the year of something. So the first year we built the unit, it was the year of let's use less plastics. And the next year was protect the world's animals. And this year, the theme is invest in our planet. And so I will be writing something that will go down here and be an activity. And the theme of my activity is going to be invest in our planet. Invest in our planet. Invest in our planet. Make the world a better place. And that'll be the theme. And then kids will think up what ways they can invest in the planet. I had a brother-in-law that built one of the first carbon capture pipelines going from Fort Saskatchewan down to Red Deer, where the carbon capture is used to get oil out of underground wells, and then it is captured down there. So carbon capture, a way to help things. Capture more carbon. Capture more carbon. Capture more carbon, make the world a better place. And whatever whatever ways that your kids can come up with. You could divide a class into small groups and have each group come up with one thing. Everybody says, invest in our planet. Invest in our planet. Invest in our planet. Make the world a better place. Well, I can't believe this is already time. Are there any questions for me, Danae?
I actually have no questions for you.
All right, then I am going to sign off and say that I hope everybody has a really good Read Across America Day using lots of the books and storybook activities from Musicplay. I hope you have a fun St. Patrick's Day and don't drink too much green beer. And I hope you have an Earth Day that will help us to solve some of these problems that we have managed to create. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Denise. Thanks.